Good morning, America. This is Dr. Turi. Today we are May 13. And I have another interesting Cosmic Code newsletter for you to enjoy. And the title is, There is Still a Real Hope for Humanity to Beat Evil. Okay? So basically, this Cosmic Code newsletter and this little taping here, as always, is designed to keep you posted and give you an understanding of the news outside of what traditional journalism is all about. And please don't complain about me being French or not being able to communicate or God knows what. To those very critical mind, I say, I have books published and I'm speaking your language. So give me a break. All right, now that I have delegated the idiots out there, let's move on to the superhuman, to those that are curious, that are smart and willing and able to raise their own cosmic consciousness. Okay, so the memo is still there, and I can already tell you that upcoming SOS to the World Deadly Window, which was published April 29th, and that is, of course, for May the 17th, is going to be pretty dramatic. So click on the link, read the guidance, the do and do not do during those days, because a lot of people won't make it. Just be prepared. You're going to be able to check the values of my claim as far as terrorism, death, drama, secret Russia, news involving terrorism, crazy people killing people. Be cautious. The reptilians are going to have their own dance of evil on May the 17th. So be cautious on this day and pass on the warning, please. Tomorrow is the day. I'll be on Forbidden Knowledge News from 7 on. Not sure if it's 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay, it's on Central Time, May 14th. So I'm going to be discussing a lot of interesting things. So tune in and let's have fun. Ask your questions if you're allowed to talk or able to talk to the host. As always, remember that upcoming May 17, 2019, SOS to the World Deadly Window will produce earthquakes always above 6.1 or natural disaster. Okay, what I can do is forecast those nasty cosmic winds and ask you to be aware. And to those who doubt, of course, my aptitude and undeniable ability to predict those earthquakes above 6.1. I know, yes, earthquakes happen every day, but 6.1 and above, 7.3 or whatever, they don't happen every day. So if you want to know the proof, right, click on the link and listen to the radio show. At the same time, educate yourself on the reptilians, negative entities, and the draconics, the gardeners of this world agendas. All right. You know, looking at the news, and what really dominates all the news is Area, Lady Gaga, and Avengers rule. Wow. That tells you that who is to blame human for escaping the grim drumbeat of political warfare, terrorism, school shooting, and the newest apocalyptic warning about the future of our planet. So I understand one, you know, you'd rather watch Lady Gaga. By the way, Gaga in French means crazy, just in case you don't know. Lady Crazy, that's the name she chose. I don't know who's Arya, and I never watched anything about Avengers because all that I know is that the reptilians are using technology, war, drama, death, God knows what, to make sure you don't ask too many questions about them and contaminate your mind or the mind of your kids, for that matter, if they play those nasty video games. So, you know, I'm into real things. I'm not into letting the reptilians take my mind away through sports, entertainment, sex, anything and everything that makes human entertain. And again, there is good reasons for that. Don't get me wrong, okay? But one thing you must never forget is that the reptilians confine the human spirit into entertainment, again, politics, sports, sex, drugs, religion, science, atheism, separating human with nurturing hate, confusion, fear, chaos, discord, fight, suicide, steal your attention, and let's out, of course, school shooting, all that to alter your psychic awareness and stop your spiritual interaction against them. So that's why Lady Gaga, obviously, in fact, it's Area, Avengers, and all this artist creativity are stimulated by the reptilians to captivate your attention so that you don't pay attention to my warning, you don't pay attention to the cosmic code. And you don't realize what people like, Richard Branson or Jeff Bezos are doing. Okay, sorry about that. My good friend Said calling me again at the right time. So now those two billionaires, Richard Branson, Virgin Galactic, and Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, are competing to be the first to send tourists into spaces. And if you heard my video yesterday or the article that I wrote yesterday, shame on those greedy reptilians infected billionaires who realize that going to Mars is going to take too long because they know it's impossible to start with. So let's make money by sending people on the moon because she's next door. Space station is not an option anymore because that will disturb NASA scientists' mission to go on Mars. And if you believe that, you're in trouble. Believe me, you're in trouble if you believe one day we humans are going to walk on Mars. Got no business on Mars. You know my philosophy, okay? The soul of the cosmos is the main reason why those planets are shining above your head. And you have been enslaved by God cosmic jurisdictions to master the cosmic code. So everything else is, distraction to the greed, to the ignorance, to the stupidity, to the abuse, all inserted, manipulated, and imposed by the reptilians. Those nasty negative energy working for evil demons, working for the dark forces, and who can only survive with your fears. Again, much more on my upcoming radio show if you're into UFOs. So I also put some explanation that, I understand that, assimilating or accepting such a far-fetched phenomenon involving the reptilians and the draconists is not something, people from all walks of life that are victimized by those entities can do. That's the sad reality, okay? And unless you help me reaching and teach people and children to fight this alarming tsunami of negative thoughts, our chance of surviving the reptilians agenda is zero. Zero. All right. As I said again, and I repeat myself because repetition is a must. Even if I sound redundant, I'm sorry. Okay. We must aim at the heart of the psychical problem, which start and end in all our colleges, universities, and create a new wave of highly advanced spiritual cosmic conscious teachers. Okay. You need to bring us back. You need to let me teach more people, educating more people on the cosmic code jurisdiction in God, cosmic divinity, and most of all, Jesus' initial cosmic ministry. In fact, when you go and look at that newsletter, you are going to see a very interesting piece of artwork, very, very old, that depicts Jesus. And in the center, my claim has been proved. Jesus is in the center, and all around him, you have the 12 apostles or the 12 signs of the zodiac, which represent again the 12 months of the year, the 12 hours of the day, the 12 sins, the 12 jury, the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 notes of music, and so on. You know, when you have an artifact that is so old that someone somehow managed to be outside of the Vatican, who used astrology and taught all the popes astrology. When you see this type of artwork, I just don't understand how much more you need from me to tell you that there is no difference between religion and astrology. It's all combined together. But the problem is, to the eyes of the Vatican, incorporated Vatican, on my eye, Vatican that was created by the reptilians, as they created all religion. This is something that they don't want you to know. They don't want to share that wisdom, because knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. And that's what they want. They want to keep you ignorant because they are infected and they don't know. So show me a reader, I will point out somebody which will be a winner, somebody that is going to be the top of the top. If you read, if you educate yourself, if you're curious. So there is a bunch of articles that I wrote about Jesus. So who was Jesus? Killing Jesus, the prophecy, Jesus, Buddha, extraterrestrial and astrology, Outbell and Jesus, God and Jesus, speak to me. I mean, you got a bunch of very interesting articles. All I did was to Google Dr. Turie and Jesus. You can Google anything else. As long as you put my name behind it, it's going to come up and you're going to learn something. So take time. You know, it's very important to go back into those days, somehow years old, those newsletters. During those days, Draco did not yet occupy my body, mind, and soul. I did not channel Draco during those days. So I only had the cosmic code and the power of the stars as an explanation. But I understood later on, as Draco came into me, the dramatic impact the reptilians have had upon humanity since the beginning. And God, thanks to the Draconics, the gardeners of this world, the battle in the heavens still taking place right now. And if it wasn't for those guys working with us, the limitless, the stellar world out there, we would not be here. There's only two forces, remember, positive, negative. So where do you stand? Into the light or the darkness? With the Draconics or the reptilians? It's your choice. Start with you. Remember, God created the stars in the heavens for more than the sake of beauty. He gave them to us for interpretation so that we may lead a safer, more productive life. That's why God created the stars in the heavens, and not put those two rich, billionaire, greedy bastards to try to suck some money, to make more money, like if they don't have enough with the billion that they have saved in their secret bank account in Switzerland. They want more money because the reptilians is what make them infected by greed, like your President Trump, and his legacy is going to be real nasty. But you know what? There is a wake-up call coming up on the next SOS to the world window. Maybe you'll understand me on May the 17th. Talk again about that. All right, so let's look at some of the news here and see if I can give you some feedback. Okay, what have I done with it? My wife came along. My wife is a Virgo, so she took the newspaper and trashed it before I finish reading it. She's a cleaning machine. She's an Aries, but she has a very strong hidden dragon in Virgo. And she's constantly cleaning. And I have to fight her. So make sure that you don't use the vacuum cleaner when I'm talking. Beautiful woman. All right, so let's see. A yoga instructor who went out for a hike in Maui is missing. Oh my God, you got the beautiful girl here. And I had a chart printed, so that's not enough. I cannot point it out to you. But Amanda Heller, that's her name, was reported missing Thursday in Maui. There is many reasons for that. First, when I look at her chart, she was born with the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules foreigners, foreign land, and religion. Okay, so there goes your president. President Trump was born with the tail of the dragon in the sign. So anytime you talk and mention anything about those topics, be sure it's going to be trouble, because he's dwelling on his dragon's tail. He doesn't know better. Now he wants to control the world, yet he doesn't know or control himself. And that is the type of power you're giving to people who run your life. because you're not cosmic conscious. It's serious. In the future, it'll be a different situation. Okay, but we're not there yet. So let's go back to Amanda Eller. Sad enough, not only she was born with the tail of the dragon inside Sagittarius, that makes her very, very vulnerable on foreign lands. But I don't know, when she moved in Hawaii, she certainly did not do her astrocartography. Okay, astrocartography is the type of planet or energy that you bring with you each time you move. And that is explained in my biography, Beyond the Secret. When I was in Europe, in France, and particularly in England, which is a Capricorn country, I was under Capricorn. I was under Saturn, the Great Malefic line, which means I worked my ass off for years and years and years. 3 jobs, total sacrifice. And then Saturn can only reward you something that will last for the rest of your life. And that's where I've learned how to play piano, so to speak. But it was the most difficult, arduous, painful, terrible years of my life to build my character, being under such a critical, down-to-earth, rational, hardworking planet was totally incredible. I wish I had knew what I know now. And instead of wasting 10 years in the UK, I would have come straight to the United States under my sun line. Being under the sun, love and light, fame, success, the American dream, health, escaping cancer. So understand that, Amanda Eller did not do her astrocartography. Maybe she was under his Plutonic line. And if you reside under a Plutonic line, you go and pump some gas, somebody is going to just asking for your wallet. And if you don't, they're going to shoot you. You're under the planet of death and drama. And who wants to live under a Plutonic line? Okay. It's just, this is where a lot of soldiers, young kids that go to Vietnam, or people that go to the Middle East, or any place on this planet where there is a war zone, that they die. They're under their Plutonic line and nobody knows. Some will make it and some won't. It has to do with astrocartography. Most importantly, regardless of what line you have above your head, okay, the location of the current universal dragon interacting with your natal dragon produces what you call negative or positive biorism. And that is being at the wrong time, at the wrong place. And there is no escaping the reptilians when such negative cosmic winds are against you and being used, and you're not conscious of it, against you. So be aware, okay? Check on your cosmic biorhythm. Investigate your astrocartography if you plan to move, buy a house or sell a house, because this is an important investment. You're going to stay in this line for years, so you better know what this line is all about. And even a very negative line like Pluto can be used if you decide to join the police, become an FBI agent, become a doctor, take something dead and put it back alive. You can still use a negative planet if you know where Pluto is located, is in your chart, in your UCR, your unique celestial identity, and then use that energy in conjunction to your career or to your new endeavors or your study. So it's just a matter of education. But I mean, some of you may rather watch Lady Gaga, or what is this again? This Avenger, or God knows what. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, that's me. I deal with reality. What else the news is? Ransomware attacks targeting US cities is on the rise. I tell you, the reptilians are using technology. They are not using only video game or Avenger and all this stupidity out there, they are using technology to spy, to get your money. And I can guarantee you that it's all coming from Russia. Why? Because President Putin was born with the head of the dragon in Aquarius. The part of fortune, the wheel of fortune, his dragon rules, and is ruled by Aquarius. Technology, anything to do with UFOs, anything to do with nukes, anything to do with spyware, there goes Mr. Putin, dragon said. And that's why he was able to manipulate the political scenery during the election. So he used Facebook. And Facebook has like a razor blade, you know, can allow me to warn you, but at the same time, these reptilians, infected, religious, atheist idiots make sure to complain. So now I cannot reach you. That's the darkness trying to put me in the dark. And you're there watching, listening, learning. That's where I need your help. So be aware that technology can work for good or for worse. Technology can be stimulated by the reptilians, destroying, kill, and hurt, or deceive, as far as the election 2016 are concerned, and President Trump, or just do the opposite. Allow me to reach you and teaching you the cosmic code, or, you know, stimulating the mind of scientists to produce magical results with the latest technology that can help you to survive heart attack, heart problems, God knows what. Parkland student inspire a wave on new gun safety laws. Well, my dear little bodies, my dear little unconscious kids, you can scream, you can do anything you want. Taking the guns away will help, that's for sure. But it's not going to stop the problem. In fact, it's going to make it much worse, because now you're going to force those killers, born killers, okay, born with Pluto too strong in their chart, you're going to teach them how to make bomb. And it ain't going to be like 5, 8, 10, or 15 kids being dead. My gosh, I wish you could understand me and see what I'm seeing and help me while we can. It's all set by the reptilians. You know, in France, there is no gun. I mean, this guy came with this freaking truck on the most busiest place in Cannes, where I'm from, and then drive through dozens and dozens of people. We killed a lot of people with this truck. Oh, it ain't going to happen again now, because they build all sort of thing, safety. So it ain't going to happen again. And to reward me when I won the French government, the French FBI, they sent me the American FBI twice. That's the way they thanks me for sharing my vision about terrorist attacks. And you know, the date I gave for May 17, a few days ago, maybe a week and a half ago, I went to every single FBI website in the United States. And I reached every single person in the news department. I spent all day sending this warning. You know it's going to happen. And then what? They look at this, oh, this crazy lunatic, delete. And they'll be conscious of my warning only a few seconds. And when it happened, they won't even remember me. It's happened all the time. They won't remember my warning. I hope the FBI will. Different. Now, why this red wine is so good for your health? Well, red wine, red is blood, red is Mars, red is the fire of the sun. So, you know, like we say in French, a glass of wine a day will keep the doctor away. You know, I go here and eat a McDonald's and drink some Cokes. Of course, you're going to mess up your heart and you're going to become fat monster and have all sorts of problems. Okay. Now, if you drink a glass of wine after a good steak, the alcohol is going to help to break down the fatty matters that you have in the meat and help to digest it. Now, you don't want to drink too much because you will burn the lining of your stomach, but that's another reason why French and Italian live long, because we make good wine. Okay. Now, abuse it and you bust your liver. Common sense again. Okay. And you know, Dr. Senja yesterday, if you watched the video again, I got to repeat myself. Food is an important thing. Living with the kids, Leo loves and children, all that is Leo. Perfect. It's a longevity. But France and Italy are Leo's country. They were born under the jurisdiction of the sun. Sun is love, light, children, and life. And that's why, Mr. Educated Doctor, why French and Italian live long. Mostly because of the stars. Something you will never know because you haven't been educated on the topic. Doris Day, Wikipedia page defaced with graphic image after her death. Jesus Christ. how low can humanity become? This beautiful woman, all she did was to work all her life to entertain, help people to forget reality. She had a beautiful life. And then she dies under one of my SOS to the world deadly window. It's fully mentioned, expect the death of a famous person. And I was dead on right again. But you got to be a VIP and subscribe to the Cosmic Code to read every single SOS to the world deadly window that takes place every year. So a death was predicted. But passing this, those reptilians infected imbecile out there, driven by the reptilians, will do everything using technology to bring some darkness into this beautiful, lovely, beautiful woman. It is absolutely disgusting. But at the same time, there is also karma. A karma for Wikipedia, because Wikipedia says, and it's because a lot of people complain, so what the hell, there's a big wheelie on top of a head. They remove that now, of course. It's disgusting. People just harass Wikipedia. And Wikipedia answers by saying, according to Wikipedia, the process of making edits to a page is relatively simple. Anyone can edit any unprotected page and improve article immediately for all readers. People who wish to edit Wikipedia pages do not need to register. Though some pages are locked, they are locked and protected from editing. And that would be not mine because I removed it. That's why I had to go to Facebook and create a Wikipedia page, because they removed me. All the Christians, religious fanatics, all the atheists, all the envious, the jealous, the people who have never ever witnessed my work or are able to recognize my predictive gift. All these people are jealous. And then they remove me. And then if you try to open a page on Dr. Cherry, you ain't going to stay long there if you start to mention that my predictions are definitely real. And then they need fact. The fact is on coast to coast. The fact is on national syndicated radio. The fact is on TV. The fact is on my Letters radio show. You have the link on that newsletter. The fact are going to be on my next radio show. The fact is in all my articles that have been removed by Google, some of them. Yet you will not find Dr. Cherry on Wikipedia, because to them it's a way of advertising, free advertisement, that they don't want me to grow. The forces of darkness are against me. Every single major networking website has removed my work because I delegate and say and see the truth. And I go punished for warning you, and I go punished because reality is people are insecure, religious, jealous, or God knows what. This is why I wrote, when a true genius, I didn't write that, someone else, Swift, wrote that. When a true genius appears in this world, you may know him by this sign, that all the dons are in confederacy against him. I mean, I've been a target since 1995, and I can only post in 2 or 3 websites outside of the dozens and dozens and dozens of websites. LinkedIn, Wikipedia, place where you used to see me all over the place. No, this doesn't mean that my name is not out there. Believe me, if you Google Dr. Cherry, you're going to see me pretty much all over the place. And the only way for me to beat this darkness is to keep providing my light every single day, providing God, cosmic divinity, to educate those religious idiot atheists that science don't have all the answers, to educate all those religious fanatic, religious idiots out there that God is real, Jesus is very real, but the Bible is not. And that is creating a lot of enemies, and that's why I was removed, a little bit too ahead of time, 10 years ago. So now the world is changing really fast. I mean, you watch my little video about the world is changing fast. You can Google it if you want to. It's a short little video, but it tells you what's going on. So again, extraordinary experience, breed extraordinary people that have extraordinary wisdom to share. And that's what a lot of these jealous, envious, idiotic young soul conditioned. They condition either religiously or scientifically, turn into atheists or ISIS servant or, reptilians infected slaves. They don't like me. But hey, I don't care. They can't touch me. I'm still alive. I beat cancer. I look much younger than those guys who already have gave up on me because they cannot deny the reality that I represent anymore because it's too obvious. And I knew this from the beginning, from the get-go. And that's why I kept fighting. And there's so much more that I'm going to do. Because, as I said yesterday and the day before in my previous videos on the school shootings, we're just talking about your life. We're just talking about the life of your kids. And that's why I need your help. All right, so now you have a better understanding of what the news is all about. Maybe if you click on that link and read about Jesus and look at this wonderful piece of artwork where you see Jesus and around him the belt of the zodiac, maybe you understand that when I tell you the popes were taught astrology by the Vatican Council since the beginning. Maybe you understand me and you see the manipulation that's been taking place since the beginning to control you, to control your mind, to control your wallet, to control your soul, control your destiny, because they don't want to share this power. It's what I'm doing every single day. So instead of being hated, I think I should be appreciated. Only the superhuman are able to perceive, assimilate, enjoy, and use my work. All right, my good friends, God willing, until then, make it a beautiful day.